Hey, right, it's Christopher Dixon Farm, and look who I got here. I got a beautiful Ella dog. Hmm? Yeah. Aw, she loves the pets. Uh, Day after Thanksgiving, that means the Christmas tree comes up, and I'm going to just putter around the house a little bit today. Still have the arm messed up, but I wanted to talk about being a budget audiophile. Is that a possibility? I made a lot of audiophile kind of videos. There's a lot of shame in being called an audiophile. It just, to me, an audiophile means you care about the sound of something. Audiophile in the rest of the world means that all you care about is the sounds, the music is incidental, the equipment is the main thing. That is not the case in the kind of audiophile that I am. And there, you can be different types of audiophiles. So don't be ashamed. Take the word back. It means you care. So I made a lot of, audiophile type videos, and people will often say the equipment you have, you cannot be considered an audiophile, and know that you cannot know what the hell you're talking about. Well, number one, anytime I've ever challenged those people back, they never respond. They're quick to throw out a criticism, but not stand by it, or not, make a case for it. I have a broadcasting career history. I also was a film major. I've spent plenty of time in recording studios, professional, real recording studios, the ones that costed like $1,000 an hour to work in. Friends who ended up recording music professionally. I've been in their studios where they worked, transfer houses, the equipment that we had at the different various broadcast facilities. Those are all professional grade equipment, which is cheaper than audiophile equipment, which may or may not tell you something. It tells me something, but the part of the hobby that I enjoy and that I've enjoyed in most of my hobbies, which includes record collecting, ham radio, computers, is I love the bang for the buck. I love getting the most performance out of something the cheapest I can. So my surround speaker right there was $5. It's a pretty good speaker. It sounds great. Yes, it's not perfect. It should be a little higher, but that is the situation I have at the moment. The Blu-ray player was $50, 3D Blu-ray player, and it was bought refurbished. There are better players out there, but this is a great player with the HDMI and the optical out. I don't think I could do much better. Spending $1,000 on a Blu-ray player, I don't think is going to give me the performance. And most people in video have no problems with what I'm doing there, but they do with audio for some reason. So the speakers are J.C. Penney speakers. They're actually Technique speakers that J.C. Penney sold, and I paid $25 for it. When I looked at what they originally cost and adjusted for inflation, those speakers would be $1,000 worth of speaker today. And notice that they are on $3 cinder blocks. So I didn't pay anything fancy to raise the speakers. Those speaker stands are solid, and I enjoy the fact that I have only spent $3 on them. I also bought some L brackets, so the speakers do not move. They don't adjust. They are stuck right there. I enjoy that aspect of it too, that I only spent that kind of money. The amplifier that I have is a regular consumer home theater type amp. People, once they hear that, they tune out and say, Chris, you don't know what you're talking about. I subscribe to the Audio Critic. He was somebody who used to have a publication. He no longer does. That amplifiers tend to not actually have a sound when volume matched. Controversial, and a lot of people will debate you on that, but an amplifier's job is to take a low-level signal and make it a louder signal. That's its only function. If it's doing that job correctly, it should impart no sound. So, the preamplifier, on the other hand, that is not quite the case. It does color the sound. There are passive preamps that have no active components that do not, and most people, you will notice, don't use those. They don't like them. They enjoy the slight colorations of a preamp. So preamps definitely have a sound. Amplifier sections, have a sound too, but probably nothing drastic. No matter what you do, theory over reality is not always the same. So, having said that, because it does double duty as a television home theater setup, again, people automatically say that then you're not serious about music. Well, I am serious about music. It's just how serious I am. And that is the kind of amplifier I wanted for the price point I wanted. It sounds great. I've had amps before that I've not liked the sound of them, the preamplifier section. So there you go. That is, if I want to get in with a modern, brand new amp, that is the arena that I decided to take, because I've got different things I want to do with my setup, and I don't care for vintage equipment. I've had plenty of vintage equipment in the past. I've known people who had vintage equipment. To me, I prefer the quietness of an IC chip over transistor or tube setups that hiss. The hiss to me at large levels are more distracting than the coldness that is perceived by modern amps. My record player was a U-turn, a nowhere near an expensive record player. It does have the upgraded cartridge on it, but people hear that and they immediately dismiss what I have over their equipment. Spec-wise, some of the music halls actually do worse. Same thing with the projects than the U-turn. In other aspects, the U-turn does worse. So I picked where its failings were that I was comfortable with, and I work around those. But yeah, I enjoy the fact that I have it was $300 record player over a record player that would cost $1,000. I enjoy that aspect of it. I will not say that a $1,000 record player isn't better. It is. But where the levels are, again, that is the enjoyment I get in being a budget audiophile, spending the least for the most maximum. But again, it's not like I've never been exposed to those pieces of equipment. I have in other people's setups, and yeah. Do you understand what I'm getting at? I think you do. So that is my enjoyment, is being a budget audiophile, getting away with the least amount of money. And the setup was still a big pain in the ass, and setting up the cables, and the cables did not cost me $30 a pair. They cost me $5 a pair. But again, I used research and I did A/B some stuff, and that is where I thought the most bang for the buck was. I'm starting to ramble. Everybody, have a happy holidays. By the time you're finally watching this, it may be Christmas, or we're getting close to it. So, if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you're from the UK, Happy Christmas. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, or anything else that you celebrate during these times. Thank you so much for watching.